All right, and welcome. This is my first time testing the recording features only inside of Restream. And so, what I wanted to do with this opportunity was to share with everyone just the grind of of like following up on your developing content from scratch and just like completing the action items that are there. So I will be breezing through a few of these things, but I would like to mention them as we get going into them. And so the first thing is the um, scheduling of these live streams. So let's share our screen. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see. All right. So here's of course, like a Google Calendar, and y'all have seen a calendar before. You know how this thing works. So we compare that with our uh, timeline or our spreadsheet with our containing our timeline, and you can see that on every Wednesday we're going to be developing live streams from scratch. So we've got the 10th, the 17th. The 10th looks doable. That's this week. The 17th, I don't know what I'll do. I'm supposed to be landing in Key West for some studio work late that night. So we might have to skip the official 17th and go to the 24th. So let's maybe put this on. This might be something that in the future we could record a complete video like this. But in the meantime, maybe it's best if we kind of cancel that one out. So then we've got August 24th. Now, how far out you schedule is up to you, and that could be based on like your knowledge of how far in advance you have your schedule. It could be, maybe you have certain other media items that you need to collect. So it's really important just to start to get ahead of it. As soon as you get ahead of it, it gets easier. You want to get 2 months ahead of it? Great, you're already 1 month ahead of it. So it looks like most of my September is fairly solid. Let's see if we can go ahead and get us through September. Yes, that looks good. So we can schedule through September. So now, how do we go about doing that? Well, we must go back into Restream. So let's see if we can open up 2 Restream browsers. But still, no, I'm in the one. It will. How lovely. Okay, so now what we need to do is schedule the event. I use the Restream Studio. I have used OBS and Zoom. I'm not familiar with vMix. If you're out there and you've got a preference, I'd love to hear about it and why. I like Restream because it seems to be pretty accessible for myself and for all of my team. Zoom, I don't think really provides enough engagement inside of the social media platforms we're looking to go on. And OBS, although I really like it and it gives a ton of flexibility, I don't think it's familiar enough for most of my team to be able to use. So if I won't be able to know exactly what the won't really know exactly what the topic will be except for this week. So if I go over to this topic, I think we've got grinding it out with the scheduling, and then we've got more fun with SEO. Let's see, what was it here? I was going to do scheduling content in advance. So that's where this segment comes in. Scheduling content in advance. It's funny because I'm here recording this video. If I was holding off on doing this for the following week, it'd be already ready to go. So I have found that one of the problems I have with Restream is that my the descriptions, there's not an easy way to like reuse a description for consistent scheduling or posting. And I mean, I can appreciate that they want to have something consistent here, let's see, this is going to have to be 8:30 p.m. this time. It's going to be for the 10th. We are using the same image, so that's pretty good. Well, that's not pretty good. Where's the other one? I don't remember having to crop it quite this far. Is it looking for a smaller image? Cancel. All right, let's see if we can create event image size. Oh, the recommended size is 512 by 512. Okay, that's not right. I'm going to add your test stream results. I think shouldn't 1920 by 1080 be good? The recommended size is 512 by 512. Okay, so graphics in the studio. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for your event image size. All right, let's see if they say no. That's probably not it. Not enough detail. Getting started. Schedule event. Okay, maybe it'll be in here, if I guess. Well, they haven't gone over the image. Where's the image? Thumbnail. Checking the announcement post will create an event. There will be no post notification about the event on Facebook if you schedule it. If you schedule your event outside of the limit of 1 hour to 7 days before its starting time. Interesting. Okay, thumbnail 1280 by 720. So this looks like some new information. So it'll post it an event. A post option will pre-create an event notification. There will be no post notification about the event on Facebook if it's outside of 7 days. Okay, so they want a week's notice. So limitations like that are what you end up really struggling with, whether or not it's important for you to meet Facebook's timeframes. And significantly, every platform is going to have some different rules that it goes by, guidelines. But I can honestly say that stuff like this is frustrating because it doesn't work around your schedule. They want you to work around their schedule. And Facebook is, I think, notorious for this. All right, but anyway, we've got our answer here on the thumbnail. It's 1280 by 720. So let's see if I can add a new source for you. Okay, so new file. I'm going to make it, what now? I'm going to make it what size? 1280 by 720. So I'm wondering how much we can take the similar experience. Actually, I have these already inside of Canva. So let's go there instead. Canva is another tool. I think that if you've done any advanced graphics at all, I think Photoshop is absolutely fantastic. However, if the whole team hasn't worked on it, now I'm eat my words. We'll go back to Photoshop. But if the whole team hasn't worked on it, then it is kind of a struggle to get everybody up to speed using it consistently. Oh, that's not what I want. Stop. Don't do that again, Danny. All right. So this is it. This is the big one. Let's try making a new one. 1280, 720, create. Take all of the assets. Whatever. It'd be hard to match that up without the other assets. So let's grab everything. And every platform wants a different kind of image structure. So you'll find that you'll have to do this for just about every type of post that you put up. Let's stretch that out. Bring this down here. Get a little larger. And developing content from scratch with Daniel Warren Hill. That's me. All right. So now we've got the appropriate Restream sized banner. So we'll go ahead and save as Restream event banner template. All right, so now we're going to export it. Okay, so now let's try again. We will go to Restream. I think there could be some easier transitions with these windows too. 1280 by 720. Okay, so 1280 by 720. We've got pictures where we just sent it to. We've got, where did it go? Untitled. I thought for sure I titled. All right. Developing content from scratch. Send descriptions. I came over here to YouTube to see if I could pull a previous description from one of these. I think that they're being written up different. I was hoping for at least an announcement of it, that it would, I'd have something more consistent to. So here we are. Save. Okay. So now going back to our Restream, got our kind of standardized post. Let's bring that over here to our document so we can reuse it in the future. Let's see, scheduling content in advance. And let's call this developing content advance Restream Restream copy template. So what's interesting about this is the more that you develop your document, and the more that you develop your spreadsheet, the easier it is going to be able to actually schedule all of that stuff in and to link these two things together. So if we look at developing from scratch live stream, it needs to schedule. We could be making like a resources tab, not necessarily a tab, but a column topic. And then we could do things like advanced copy. Now we take the advanced copy and we can take this and turn it into a subheading. Now we can share this, copy, hyperlink it in our spreadsheet, and boom, we can actually do this every single time. So we can come over here to developing content from scratch, go boop, boop. We can put this, make this available to ourselves or to our team. Then you can do other things which are helpful to the team. Like, so we can go to Google Drive. We'll take our events, event planning. This would be a new folder because I haven't done this. Developing content from scratch resources. So then we can come through and take these pictures and drop them in. Here's maybe something that could come in handy. There's an event banner. There's our site banner. Here is the Untitled that I just created. So let's update that first. That should be developing content. Restream. Okay, so now we'll grab these and the bio image, and we'll bring these up into the folder. So since we've hyperlinked into the document, all that's really necessary here is for us to place these photos inside of the Google Drive folder. And then we can make a note here, photo share. Now we can hyperlink this to our photo and boom, it's a full circle. If I come here to my spreadsheet and I go, oh, I haven't scheduled this event yet, then I can just go click right on to advanced copy. It'll open up the doc. Then I've got developing content in advance. So now, as you can see, I'm brought right here. I can open up the Google Drive and the cycle of sharing content continues. So let's go back to Restream and see where this one is at. Make an announcement post. It will make an announcement post because it's this week. So let's continue. This is going to go on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. That is the right time. We'll create the event. So one alternative then to Facebook sending out that notification is putting a Facebook post about it on our schedule. So the problem I have with that is I've already got my Monday, and Monday would be a good day to remind people, or maybe like since I'm scheduling them, maybe we do Facebook, and that too can be scheduled. So it does add 2 steps, but it can be scheduled. And that's kind of what we're after, is whatever we can prepare for in advance, schedule far enough out that we can focus on actually like creating the content instead of the consistency of our schedule. We will have already established that. So we need to put out a Facebook Facebook post at noon. Now that could be, again, it's The problem is it's not necessarily something I can create new content for unless I know exactly what I'm talking about on the meeting. So at some point, I will have an actual schedule of what each live stream will consist of. Right now, it's a lot of the exploration and the development process, and also just like sharing that this is part of this process with you. There's no point in skipping ahead, like pretending that all of these systems are here in terms of our website and its relationship to our printed zine. It wouldn't be fair to pretend like all of the resources are here in terms of what is going to Patreon. And simultaneously, we're still developing the content that's going to go into the printed zine. So I think that as all of these things start to line up, it will be better. But what I'm not doing is waiting until I get to where the zine is completed to where I'm activating this kind of I don't know, social media engagement, marketing strategy, uh, in order to be able to. So when we launch the zine, all of these systems will have already been put into place. So a Facebook post at noon. Unfortunately, that means that's something else I have to do today. Uh, well, no, I don't have to do it today. I have to do it. Let's see, copy. Can't copy a whole row. Okay, well, let's just copy this. Delete that. So schedule. And then Facebook post at noon. So this one is scheduled. So for the moment, uh, we could probably go through and schedule the rest. Get more done with pairs. It's just going to be me. Go ahead and schedule our next event. We should be just about old pros at this. Description. We already have our description. We know that we can't do the 17th, but we can do the 24th. We know that's going to be at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time to be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And let's see, where did it go? I changed the title of it. Now it's gone. Restream event banner. Okay. It's there. And we schedule it to go to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And that's that. All right, we should be able to breeze through these now and start to get all of the September ones done. So we've got, let's see, today is the 10th. So let's consider that as having been shared. The 24th has been shared. So we'll green that one out. All right, we're still loading up this one. All right, we are done with that. Let's schedule the next one. Still works. Good. Okay, so we just did the 24th. Let's do the 31st. Go to 8:30 p.m. I also think it would be maybe I'm missing a feature, having a lesser or reduced subscription of some kind, but it would be really nice if, for the sake of consistently restreaming content or trying to create consistency in content, if I could pull a template. I mean, I could save all of this and just be changing the date, or even updating the title to show what that content would look like. So I think I'm just going to schedule out through the 31st, because I do think that at some point I would like to have exactly the weekly structure of things I'm going to talk about. So let's put that in here at the bottom. Make a little note here to this week, plan all of August's dev. So we've got that action item. In the meantime, we have now scheduled up the 31st. We know that we're going to have to put out a Facebook post here, and we can schedule around that. Okay. So this is also the record a complete video. That's not. I could record a video, but I couldn't publish it without updating my Restream account. I know I could put something up on YouTube. I could probably publish something on Facebook, but it wouldn't go to Twitch. I suppose it's not the end of the world because Twitch doesn't, or through Restream, Twitch doesn't seem to like keep my archived video. So yeah, maybe this would become a record a complete video, publish to Facebook and YouTube. So that's one option there. All right, next. So we've got all of our stuff scheduled through the end of August in terms of our live stream. So now let's go ahead and schedule out our sneak preview of this week's articles. That's also got a little added complication. We could probably schedule out these time lapses of Dylan's drawings pretty easily. Now we're currently containing them in Dropbox. So concepts. Here's a week one. Oh, there's the time lapses folder. Time lapses. Ooh. Mind you, I haven't really seen these yet. So let's take a look at our first one. Oh, that's pretty cool. So that's our first one. I wonder if there's a way to make, okay, so I can add a tag here. Let's look at our Patreon. I want to see if I can maybe try to share some of the things. So this is the sample art that we published, and then we're going to have a still image going on Thursday. So the last time we shared was that image. Can we find the time lapse of that? That would probably be one of these two. That's pretty cool. No doubt about it. All right, let's download this one. And then I can see maybe which piece of art we're going to want to share next. I did click download, I thought. Download. There we are. So then I want to put a tag on this. Shared. I know that's been shared. And then on the week one image we pulled, what did we pull? Let's see, this was week two. So you've already shared this one. So we'll call this one. Okay. I thought I had already done this. Restream Enter. Let's open up Premiere Pro and we will edit the video a bit. Cancel. It looks like there was another concept drawing that he had started and then inspired and switched over. So I want to make sure that we're sharing what he'd like us to focus on. Let's see. The week 2. It would go to downs, wouldn't it? No. So we'll just start a new project. I'm going to call it AR time-lapse template. And then create. And let's see if we can draw in our downloads. Let's see. Complex edit list. Okay, well, I don't need the edit list. I just want the video. Really? What's it considered? It is considered a move file. Can I maybe try running it through media? Let's try running it through the media encoder and see what we get. I don't know why it would tell me that we've got a complex edit. I don't think any other program would tell me that I couldn't edit a video because it has lots of complexity to it. It sounds silly. Let's try importing it again. Maybe that'll work. That's a pretty silly reason to not import a video. We can't, let's see, open with. I'm guessing there's no way to edit this. So we're going to try as soon as it loads. No, that's not what I want either. Okay, there's the encoder. So let's see if we can try adding this in media encoder and then see if we can just spit it back out as itself. Could not open source file. I mean, that's really odd. Let's try something else. Let's try. Let's try getting silly with it. Let's see what happens when we try to take it into Canva. I'd hate to imagine that somebody was having trouble playing this on their own. Let's see. Let's see if I can work within the dimensions that this is. It is hopefully a pretty good quality here. We've got a It's at 1500 by 1100 essentially. Let's see if Canva lets us make a video canvas of that size. Create a design, a video. Well, that is a video. That's just not the size I want. Can I change this? No, won't let me do it. All right, so I want to make a, let's see. So I think we're probably looking at 1080. Let's see, what are some typical, I would be looking at custom size. Let's try doing it vertical like and see what we get. Uploads, upload a file. Let's try uploading this video file and seeing what happens. I'm going to be very disappointed if I can upload this into, shame on you, Photoshop. That's all I can really say. I'm wondering about it. Can I put something still into it? So let's see, because even if I've got, even if I got a way just to refer to him, it is kind of a bummer to have to do this. I really don't want to have to do this every time. I really just want to work natively inside of the video. And I'm not sure why I'm running into that issue. So for the sake of consistency, I may pause this just to see if I can find a better way. There's our logo. Oh, what's wrong with my logo? That's silly. It's not completely virtual. Let's try a different logo. Pictures. Let's try this one. Much better. Records. To a reasonable thing. So then, where does it end? Let's play the video. Because of course, the whole idea is to be showing off a full comics page worth of drawing and artwork. The Alchemist. I should spell it right. That would be great. And All right. For the sake of getting it done, where we are right now, it's for the sake of getting it done. So I think that looks all right. Let's try to see. It's about a minute and a half. I wish I still wanted to edit the video. So that's the part that really bothers me is I do this and then I guess I'm still gonna have to edit the video. And I hate editing. I hate editing things twice. Um, I mean, this could be one stage of editing if I had it. Otherwise, I'd just share the video and leave it alone. Um, anyway, let's try it. Let's download it and see what it looks like. Download. All right, that'll take a second. So with that in mind, let's pop over here. We've got this time lapse of the drawing, and that is golden. We haven't scheduled it yet, so let's put it here. Needs to be scheduled with Patreon. Okay, still images from the concept designed by Dylan. So now we can look at that next drawing and see what it is that we wanted to do. There were two drawings that were mentioned here in the video, so I think it'd be kind of cool to just maybe break through a little bit. Week 1, missing week 3. So let's let Dylan know we're missing week 3 if there is one. There we go. So there's that other drawing that was mentioned. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put the hashtag of shared. And I'm going to download this image. This is easy enough to do. This is still downloading. So let's go to Patreon and we'll go to create. We'll create an image post. We just downloaded it, so it should be handy. Actually, I should have changed it. Allow people to download it, right? So let's remove it. So let's change the name of that particular image to, okay. Alchemist, artwork, concepts, Patreon. What's going for the date? Where's the date? Still images, 8/11. Okay, so now we've got that. Let's upload that again. And so in this particular one, if we're going to describe what maybe some of the changes that are taking place, we could say, This week's image, artist and designer Dylan Keegan. Uh, Artist and designer Dylan Keegan is tasked with exploring general um, of the city from far away and implementing what buildings within the city might look like upon closer inspection. The, the atmospheric storm origins the alchemical and print. That's our two ways of putting that together. Okay, so that's going to go to patrons only. This is the preview text. I wish I could see all of it. Okay, page, what? Why is it doing that? That's dumb. All right. All right. So we're going to schedule this one. This was going to be scheduled for the 11th. So schedule it 8/11. And it's going to be for, I don't know. I like schedule. All right, awesome. So this is the process every single time. So I won't necessarily like bore you with going through all of the selection of the images and trying to get them posted, but you can see that we're making progress. And you can also look back and see how scattered everything is in the weeks above. And you can see how we're already creating a very consistent schedule for content to be distributed. I will be working on the sneak preview of this week's articles next. But I already showed you one of those, and this process is going to be about the same. So my goal is to do this offline, and then when we dive into the next phase of things, we'll have a lot of new spaces to explore together. Thank you for joining me on another exciting episode of Watching Danny Work. Uh, the purpose of this is to try to one, just share that there are no mysteries, there are no hidden secrets. It's just work and time and patience, consistency, and authentic engagement. And so if you have any questions, if you're working through problems, if you're like developing content and having trouble scheduling things or organizing things, I'd love to know what kinds of problems you're running into. And I'd love to try to answer any questions that you have or help discover new processes, techniques, tools, automations. I'm pretty open as long as it helps you achieve the outcome that you're after. There, no matter what industry you're in, there's a ton of articles, there's a ton of how to's, there's always a recommendation for doing things better. And I think that the internet is an invaluable resource for discovering these resources and being able to observe them, but they're not necessarily taking your unique perspective, your unique goals, your mission statement, your values, your purpose, and into the strategies that are being presented. And so I thought this would help give you an overlook into the decisions that we make behind how we decide which content goes on the site, how we organize and collect that content. And I hope that it'll be a help. If you've got questions, you can send them our way. You can also reply to our newsletter. I send and receive all of those messages. So if you have questions, you can respond to our newsletter. We've also got some really awesome live streams that are new and some that are upcoming. But I hope that you'll find us on your favorite platform on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. And we're also on Twitter, and we are on Discord. We're trying to build as much of a community as we can between fans and artists, and I hope you'll join us. Thank you so much. This has been Daniel Warren Hill of Alchemical Records, and I'll see you next time.